Hey guys, by the time of this recording, the update is dropping that has AMR stages 19 to 22 in about 3 or so hours. Now I am on a Forerunner account. It will be the same on Global when it does drop, so thank you to normies for lending me their account. And I figured out the crazy, like the most insane cheese ever for this stage. For stages 19 and 21, because they are the same, it's just 21 is harder. So I will not be showing 19, but just know that it works on both. And the strategy I found is 100% free to play, and you do not need any gear sets. It's so weird. Like, I was not expecting this stage to have a cheese to it, but it really does. And I'm going to show that to you guys now. Now, this is the team we will be using. As you can see, 100% free to play. Volca is the only legendary, but Volca, everyone has Volca. And you could even replace her with something else, but you do want that respawn time. I will elaborate a little bit shortly, but this is the team we will be using. Now, before I get to the team, I just kind of want to explain a little bit of why this is such a big deal, and that is these meteorites. So for stages 20 and 22, which I will have a video on shortly after this one, I think this one will come out first. This one is only for platform hero artifacts, and then this one, 21, you farm it for only ground unit artifacts. And these artifacts, these artifact materials, I should say, they can actually drop exclusives. It is only a 2% chance, but you do get a decent amount, and they have higher mythic chances. So you're going to be able to get like Wailing Skulls more often, which is the rarest ground unit, because the pool is a lot shorter, and there is higher chances. So I'm very, very hyped for this. There are some new exclusives, but that's not what this video is about. It's about getting you guys to be able to farm this. So, the team that I am using, let me break it down. So, for the stage, the way that it works is the boss will come out on this bottom right, the Lord of the Grand Necropolis. It is the same as the 18 and before bosses. It's going to come out in the corner, and it's going to just stay in the corner with a ring on the ground, and it's going to continue to sacrifice its HP to summon more minions. Now there's either 3 or 4 waves that comes out on the bottom, and you essentially just have to survive it. But the issue with that is the enemies that come out have so much HP and so much tankiness that although you can kill them, if you're using legendaries, you can definitely kill them, but it requires a decent amount of gear, and it's just overall a little bit tough, right? And part of what makes it so tough is when they come out, there's 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom, so you need 10 total block on the bottom of the map. What they're going to do is they're going to come out, the boss is going to cast something called Unholy Requiem, and then they're all going to explode, one-shot every hero in the game, except those that have Unyielding, and then they're just going to delete everything in sight. So what we have to do is we have to go around that, and this is what makes the stage hard. Now the top left, there's going to be a constant stream of enemies, but it is really easy to beat. We only need 2 DPS in this stage. One of them is just going to be up there doing all the work, and then the other one is going to be up here, because in the top right, later in the stage, like halfway through, there are going to be enemies that come down, and if they hit the boss, they're going to give him extra attack. And while that is not an issue throughout the entire fight, it's the end where that becomes an issue, because the boss hits for so much damn damage that you're going to get one shot no matter what, no matter how tanky your tank is. So we really have to be careful about that as well. So those are all the moving parts. You could read all of the stuff you would like. Basically, boss does continuous damage throughout the fight, kind of reminiscent to Gear Raid 2, but it's nowhere near as much damage. Then it's going to blow up those enemies, which is the main issue. He summons enemies, and then he also lowers his HP, which doesn't really make that big of a difference, but it is a thing to take into account. So for the team, you may notice that we have Aatrox, Daemon, and Decimus. Now, these 3 you will see are maxed. They do not need to be maxed. I do recommend Aatrox being maxed if you are going to use him, but I mean, Daemon and Decimus, I did a recording before this, which I scrapped. They didn't die a single time. As you can see, no set on the right. All you want to do is you want to put HP, and then I did flat HP. You could do defense if you want. It doesn't matter. These guys could be 5 stars for all I know. The only thing to take into account, apart from them being tanky, is you want to put on a Lunacy Visor. Very, very, very important. The main goal of the stage is to put a bunch of block on the bottom and then just ride it out. They're going to die, you place more units down, and then it's going to continuously cycle, and you're just going to win off of that. So all of these units, as you can see, Aatrox, same thing, no set, because I said no sets, or at least no right side sets, because left side sets are really easy. You could even have worse gear, like I said. We're just going to have Lunacy Visor, does not need to be leveled, but that's just what mine is. And then you just want as much HP as you could put on reliably. Now, Damon, same story, he's even missing a piece. And you're going to see him not even get close to dying. So this really just emphasizes the point. I just don't want to have to min-max and then put like flat stat gear to try to make it like fancy, when I could just put some pretty basic gear and call it a day. Now the tanks, you may see there are 4 tanks. One of the tanks is going to be on the top left and the other ones are going to cycle. Avalon is the only one I think you have to have, aside from the Northerner Lord, which either is Soldate or Hars. You could even probably try Elder, but he has less blocks, so therefore he's worse than a Soldate. The reason why Avalon's so good is because the promotion 2 gives +1 block. Now these people do have Guardian. To prove a point, like I said I wasn't going to, but now we are going to. To prove a point, we're just going to slap on some random piece that's kind of mid, getting rid of that Guardian. We also have a Bastion Ring, does not need to be max, just needs to be base so that we get that +1 block. Because like I said before, the block is what is important. Same story goes for Olog. We're going to go to Olog, we're going to sort by HP gear, we're going to put on the first thing. Oh, this isn't out yet on global, whoops. We're going to, once again, take off the set, we have Bastion Ring, and then we're going to keep on going. Now I'm going to do this on Isolde as well. Now I will keep it on Baron, and while I will title this no right side sets, because we don't need any right side sets, I'm still going to put it on Baron just because, you know, you should. You don't need it, but you should, because Baron is the main tank you want to focus on. This is his build. It's nothing too crazy. He should probably have a Bastion Ring too, but he has a Goddess Grace, because it really doesn't matter. Now, Wrath, you want to build as a DPS. Wrath and Volca will be our only 2 DPS. As you can see, it was a slowbound set. I took it off because we don't need it. You don't even need this much stats. He's not even going to get vaguely close. And you can put a offensive artifact on if you would like. I mean, I could put literally anything on and it will work. I just have Lunacy Visor out of principle. Now, Wrath is amazing also because he heals himself, which is amazing. And you will see why that's important in the future. Now, Volca, like I said, I do not want to have a bunch of sets. So I'm going to just kind of look. I'm going to grab whatever piece I see. Volca gear is not crazy. There is no set here. She is the most important DPS, so I do recommend you put a Soulbound or an Infernal Roar or an Ageless Wrath set. Even Night Terror works beautifully. You can put any set on Volca. You just want her to have the best gear possible. Okay? That is the most important gearing. Now, everyone is geared. Everyone is shown off. No one has a right side set except for Baron. Like I said, you should build him. I mean, out of principle, I guess probably I shouldn't. And it doesn't really matter. Like I said, no sets. Doesn't matter. Let's just get into it, and I'll explain. Whoops, did not mean to remove him. Let me put him in and get back to you guys. Alright, now that we actually have Baron in the team, let's go into it. Now, I forgot to show the Vortex build, so let me just put that on the screen right here while we place him first. He's amazing because of his range, so here we go. Now, please switch his artifact. I have a Tumultuous Horn. Put anything that heals. It's just going to be so much better. It really doesn't matter, though. Like I said, he's going to heal plenty. So what we're going to do with the block is we're going to put down these types of units. You can put either Aatrox or Daemon. It doesn't really matter. I'll place down Aatrox, because why the hell not? Now, like I said before, we want 5 block on the top and 5 block on the bottom. So Decimus and Aatrox is going to be 3 block and 2 block. And then Avalon alone could do 5 block, which is amazing that she is an epic that has an additional block. Keep in mind, Lunacy Visor, Bastion Ring. Very, very important. But these guys will end up doing all of the block we need for the first wave, which you're going to see right here. Now, right after this, we could just kind of chill for a bit, but when you get a chance, just put Volca up here, and then put Baron right above her, and we're just going to keep it going. So the reason why I do Baron here is just because, you know, makes the Volca slightly stronger. Doesn't really make a big difference, right? But something I gotta note before we end up seeing this is the reason why I put Decimus here, and I think it's very important to put Decimus here. Like, when you're watching this, you can kind of do any variation of ground units, but I do recommend you guys put Decimus every single place I put Decimus, because it is pretty important. There's 2 reasons why he's so good, apart from the fast respawn, which we have 3 units for. The reason why he's so good is, 1, because he doesn't die. It makes it so that when these guys explode, which you're going to see very soon, when these guys explode, they only explode and disappear when it happens on someone's block. So it can be somewhat inconsistent with certain units to where it won't fully kill anything. But because Decimus doesn't actually die, basically anything in the vicinity is just going to blow up on his body and completely blow up. And the other thing is, cost is somewhat of an issue if you don't manage it properly. So we can actually sell Decimus every time, because everyone else is just going to get instantly murdered, and we're not going to get that cost back. So that is why Decimus is so good. Now, here, the Unholy Requiem, when the bar goes down, it will end up blowing up. And as you can see right here, boom, blows up. Decimus, you know, kills everything on him. But everyone would have pretty much died anyways. And right after this, we could sell that. And that is every enemy gone. So you're just going to keep on rinse and repeating that the entire fight. So here we're going to put our tanks right there. I'm going to end up putting Damon right there. You could put Ajax there if you want. Doesn't really matter that much. Also on the top, since we have no sets, if you do have sets, you don't have to, but we are going to be managing our ults a little bit, because these big guys can kill Baron if he doesn't have Guardian, which you should have Baron with Guardian, but it doesn't really matter. And then here we're going to wait for Decimus, just because he's going to be up, and then we can put Decimus there. You don't need 3 fast respawners, but it does help. You could probably get by with 2. So the top is being managed just fine by Volca. And Baron, we will not need to worry about that much at all. And then we just essentially have 2 different teams or a bunch of units for the bottom, and this will infinitely be fine. Now at the top, you might have seen some arrows come by, if we see right there, and these are minions. If you remember from the previous rounds or the previous stages of AMR, you will know that if they reach the boss, they will buff him. He will get more attack, and the reason why that is a problem is not until the end. At the end, what the boss will do is it will essentially one-shot every tank you have if you allow it to build any stacks at all. So we will end up putting Wrath here. Now, you could put more damage with like a damaging artifact or something, but he's going to stay there infinitely and do just fine. He doesn't even have a set on, and he will do just fine because his A5 allows him to heal just fine. Now, Unholy Requiem is going to happen once again. You're going to see it blow everyone up, and I will just keep spamming Baron ult. As you can see right here, boom, blows everyone up. And like I said before, some people might end up surviving, and Decimus will just clear it up, and we can sell him right after. Now, Avalon, once again, put it on the bottom, will fill up all of the block that we need, and it will be just fine. Now, we can put Damon right there, we can put Aatrox right there. You could also put Decimus. I probably should have put Decimus on the top, but like I said before, it's not the biggest deal. You just want to have units down that have enough block. That is the main priority. So we are just going to keep this going. This should be the last phase, I want to say, or there may be one more after. And everything is going just fine. There's no issues right now. Everything is kind of chilling. We're just kind of chilling right here. And right here, we are going to get the final explosion. Like I said before, it can cause some issues. So we will emergency Decimus right there. And then it's going to pretty much blow up freaking everything. But if you were scared, you could put a tank here or whatever. Doesn't really matter. I will put Olog there just to get ready for the boss. But you just want to have some units down all of the time. Now, he does not have any damaging stacks. So like I said, he is not going to be an issue at all. And all we're going to do is we're going to stall out the rest of the fight. Because what the boss will do is a lot of the time, you know, if there's 2 units or even just passively all the time, very soon, he will end up doing this thing called the Devastating Strike, which is an AoE that hits, I think, everyone. So if you end up putting any DPS there, they will die. So what we're going to do is we're just going to sell all of these people once they're done their job. If there's no waves at the top, then we sell them. and they'll be up around when the boss will stop doing the AoE, because he only does like 5 or so. And then we're going to be able to put them down, and then he won't be able to kill them, and they'll kill the boss, and the rest of the fight will be over. It is very slow, and it will always be slow. That is just how the stage is designed. Unfortunately, I kind of miss that it's not really speedrunnable like the other stages of AMR, unfortunately, but there's nothing we could really do about it. So here, this should be the final Devastating Strike. I will wait just a bit to test, or I'll put Wrath down. Are we getting any more? No, we are not. That is perfect. So then we just kind of do this, and we have won. And that is the entire fight right there. So really easy in terms of gear requirement and hero requirement. I'm actually kind of shocked this worked so well. Like, you don't even really need to do any damage. It's ridiculous. Like, no sets. I didn't even have Guardian on. The only sets I had were left side. So, well, technically Vortex has a set because I forgot about him, but that doesn't count. Okay. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. Took forever, but that is the stage done. That is 21 done. I will not show 19 because I don't think there's any point. But as you can see here, not a lot of damage was put out, which is really interesting. So that is how you beat 21 and 19. And I hope this helps. You guys will never have to worry about the stage again. Just get to farming. You could obviously do a bigger like speed run or whatever where you bring a bunch of DPS and you kill everything. But for a lot of people and the average person, it's kind of hard to reach that gear threshold unless you have like a ton of premium sets. So I hope this really, really helps all of you. So that's it for this video. I will have the other 2 stages out when I get a chance, but hopefully those I can do somewhat, you know, free to play friendly once again, but stay tuned for that. So thank you guys very much for watching. Obviously some substitutions. You kind of have to have a Volca, but you could do any better tank, like, I don't know, Hars, Cyrus. You could do Torador instead of Wrath. You could do, like, Arrogance for damage. You could do so many things that you really just, like, you're just going to have an easy time with this strategy. You don't, once again, need to level these people. So I hope this helps. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm really excited to farm the hell out of this because I need my damn Wailing Skulls and my Hex Artifact and maybe some Arrogance exclusives. Let me know if this works for you guys, if it was helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe. It takes a lot of time to make these videos, so it would be greatly appreciated. And that's it for me, Destined, signing out.